here. Estoy aquí. This is the Estadio Centenario, yeah. So I'm finally here. Funny thing is, I'm pretty sure I passed here the other day when I was coming back from the Grand Parque Central. So it isn't far from it. It's really just around the corner, and I'm pretty sure I did see the stadium. I knew it was it. I just didn't have the time to film it, you know. But this is it. This is the main reason I came here, man. This is the main reason. This is it. This is the spot. Damn. Alright, so just quickly talk about Group 1, Group A. So the last 3 matches that took place in the group was all at this stadium. I believe the first match that took place was between France and Chile. Now, Chile had 2 points after their win over Mexico, and France also had 2 points because of their win against Mexico as well, though France was defeated by Argentina, giving Argentina 2 points. Now, whoever won this game would have still had a chance to qualify. Whoever lost this one was out, more or less was out, especially in France's case. And for France, they were defeated 1-0 again in the 67th minute. What's his name? Sababri, I think that's his name. My pronunciation sucks. I need to sort that out. But yeah, he scored in the 67th minute for Chile, making it 1-0. And with that knocked out France out of the World Cup and gave Chile 4 points. And after that, 4 points would make Chile top the group at that point in time, with Argentina, I guess, still being second, France being third, maybe. I'm not sure if it's goal difference and that. It probably would have been, or heads, I'm not even sure. I should have looked that up. But yeah, I guess France and Argentina are second or third, and then finally Mexico bottom. The next match was between Mexico and Argentina. 1 second. So the next match was, sorry, this is the museum, by the way. The next match was between Argentina and Mexico. This game ended 6-3 to Argentina over Mexico. This game had the most goals at that World Cup, 9 goals in total. Stabil for Argentina. I believe he scored a hat-trick in that game. So that's 3 goals. And he became Argentina's first player to ever score a hat-trick in a match. Another first things happened in that game as well, though. Manuel Rosa, as I mentioned, he did score Mexico's own goal, so he's the first player to ever score an own goal, but he did redeem himself, scoring 2 goals in this match, making him the first player in Mexico's history at the World Cup to score 2 goals in a game. He's also, to this day, still Mexico's youngest goal scorer. And his penalty that he scored, he became the first player to ever score a penalty at the World Cup as well. His record, by the way, because he was the youngest player at this World Cup, at the 1930 World Cup, to score just at the age of 18. That record stood for a long time, till 1958, when Pele scored. That said, though, Manuel Rosa is still, to this day, the second youngest player to ever score at a World Cup. So yeah, really good for him. Regardless, though, that game result, Mexico was already knocked out. And that's 3 defeats for them. Big scoreline for Argentina. And with this win for Argentina, that set up the head-to-head between them and Chile to see who would go through to the semi-finals of the 1930 World Cup. And the game between Chile and Argentina Let's see what happened there. 1 second. Alright, so the all South American clash between Chile and Argentina. The match ended 3-1 to Argentina. Stabil scored another 2 goals this time in that game. Stabil would end up being the first ever Golden Boot, I guess, for a World Cup. He scored the most goals. So in that back-to-back games, scored 5 goals, and that. So great win for them. Sabri for Chile did score again, so that's 2 goals in that game for them. So that's 2 goals for him in 2 matches. So that was good for him as well. But yeah, so with that win, that saw Argentina go through to the semi-finals of the World Cup. Chile ended up second with 4 points, France third with 2 points, and finally Argentina, who lost, finally Mexico, my apologies, Mexico lost all 3 of their games with 0 points. Back then, mentioned it in the past, but back then a win would only get you 2 points, not 3 as we know these days in modern day football. So a win would have only been 2 points and a draw just the 1. So it's a good start for Argentina there, and entering their first semi-finals at the World Cup. I do think this may be a thing about Argentina. I don't think they've ever lost a semi-final. If they reach the semi-finals, they more or less will go through to the final. I don't think they've ever lost one. So yeah, that's a crazy stat. I'm really sure about that. Say the other one. This was probably Chile's, outside of 1962, this would have been Chile's best performance at a World Cup. You know, they got unlucky to have Argentina in their group. It's a 4-team group. They're probably one of the better teams. I think if they were in any other group other than Argentina's or Uruguay's group, they would have topped it. So yeah, this is probably their second best performance, I would say, at a World Cup. Out of the ones I've looked into, other than obviously 1962 is their best performance, reaching the semi-finals, got knocked out by Brazil in that one. But yeah, this was a good performance for Chile. Hey, with France, you know, even though they did lose 2 games, you know, they weren't terrible defeats. Only 2 1-0, so narrow defeats. Late on, second half, 67th minute against Chile, and I believe was it 80th minute, 80-something minute against Argentina, I believe. So they got unlucky in that sense, but I think for the most part, France probably were the second best out of the European teams. Obviously, the best has got to be Yugoslavia, which I will mention in Group 2 later. But I thought France put up a good fight as well. For Mexico, yeah, definitely were worst World Cup performance. I think this was their worst World Cup performance. They may have had others, but nah, I think this probably was their worst performance, and that was a shame for them. But that said, all 4 of these nations do play key parts in the future of football after 1930. As I mentioned before, Argentina and France both winning the World Cups, both at their own home grounds, and both in their own nations, my apologies, and also the most recent World Cup final was between France and Argentina. So good history there. I mentioned with Mexico, they've hosted the World Cup 2 times in the past, and they're going to be the first nation to ever host it for a 3rd time. So with Mexico as well, good history there. And Chile hosted a really good World Cup, I heard. 1962 was probably a really good World Cup that they hosted. Managed to make it to the semi-finals as well. So that was a good achievement for Chile. So, like I said, all 4 of these nations do play big parts in after 1930. Anyway, I'm done recording, at least around this area. I believe there may be a match on this weekend. If there is, I'm going to come here and try and see if I can watch that game. That would be really cool if I can. But if I can't, it is what it is. Anyway, but I'm gone. This was my Group 1, Group A video. That I'll definitely come back here. Obviously got to do the filming for the other groups, and obviously the semi-finals and the finals all took place here, so I'll be definitely returning. But anyway, that's me. I'm done.